a while ago, what, maybe a month, I did an upgrade on the headlights from the older yellowy kind of halogen incandescent bulbs to modern LEDs. That made a huge difference, and it brightened up the view, it kind of modernized the look. But I'm not one of those like replace all of your bulbs at once with LEDs. Like, don't waste a perfectly good bulb. The headlight was worth it because it just was a dramatic improvement in the usability, right? In my visibility of the road. Really, that's the biggest driver to change them. However, when you need to change a bulb, or when I need to change a bulb because it went out, I will often replace them with LEDs. The turn signals are maybe the only one that's a little bit different, because sometimes the turn signals, you get this weird hyper flash, and that's super annoying. And so sometimes, most of the time probably, I just replace the turn signals with regular turn signal bulbs, unless I find something that's kind of an exception. The Wrangler, for instance, had those halo lights that had the alternating white and yellow, so it was kind of a cool thing. But that had the hyper flash. Actually, that's up here. I'll link to that, and how you resolve that if you do want to do it with a resistor. It's kind of a pain, and so I don't usually do it. But in this case, I've got a brake light out. This company, AUTOONE, contacted me and asked me if I would be willing to test out some of their products and give them some feedback. And I thought, well, shoot, I got a brake light to replace anyway, so sure, send me one. I'll try it out. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take this housing off, and we're gonna pop out that brake light bulb and replace it with an LED one. And while we're in here, I'll show you kind of how to replace, it's all the same. I'll show you how to replace any of these bulbs, but today we're just gonna do the brake light. So here's the bulbs we're working with. They're kind of a nice housing. It's supposed to look aluminum, but it's plastic. It's just molded to look cool. And they do look nice. They do have some heat dispersion on here because there's a driver inside this that is gonna generate a little heat. You just drop your tailgate. There's 2 Phillips head screws inside here. This is super straightforward. Most of these are pretty easy in these GM cars and trucks. Especially the trucks. I did the Yukon a while back. My daughter's Suzuki, which is actually basically a Saturn, so similar. They're all kind of the same. So it just has 2 posts that go inside 2 holes here in the body, and then there's screws that go into these 2 holes here. They're just Phillips head screws. So the brake light is this top one. This is your turn signal. This is the reverse light, and this is like a side marker. Yeah. These are mostly the same. So this is a 3157 bulb. The turn signal is also a 3157. I'm pretty sure. That's really hard to read. 3157, yep. As well as the reverse light. And these, just like all the other ones, these just, I say just, now I can't get it back in there. There. Okay. So they just twist off like anything, lefty loosey, righty tighty. So we'll do this one. This is the brake light. And you can kind of see in this one, it's hard to tell sometimes, but it's a little blackened on one side and the filament's busted inside. That's really hard to see on camera, but you can see the little blackened edge here. That's the burnout. These have 2 filaments in them, the regular bulbs. And so when you start the vehicle, you have your daytime running lights on or just your tail lights. It's one filament, it's dimly lit. And then when you press on the brake, it lights the other filament and brightens up. On the LED side, it just gives low voltage and then high voltage. So they'll be on and then they'll be on brighter when you hit the brakes. Some of these LEDs have a polarity to them. So we're just gonna stick this one in, and that means the polarity being positive, negative. So if you don't have it set right, it won't work. And if that's true, you just flip it around. Turn the key on, get our daytime running lights, and hit the brake and see if we get light here. I can't see them from here, you're gonna have to tell me. So we should have light. Then we should have brighter light with the brakes on. Good? Good. All right, so that worked. So let me just put it back in. twist it back up, and mount it back up there. As always, I say this every time we do one of these light videos. Oops. Let's do both, especially if you're changing them. If you're gonna change one to LED, it will look really dumb to have the other one be the old style. So just change them both while you're at it. But generally, if you're replacing bulbs, both together, because they probably were put in together. So if one goes bad, the other one's probably on its way out. Just replace them both. So I already did that side, and so we were good to go. One of these days I like to do the reverse lights, but my reverse lights don't work, and I got to figure out why. When you're in reverse, you don't have a whole lot of visibility. You don't have near the light output that your headlights do. So these regular incandescent reverse lights can be a little bit lacking in light, and it's hard, especially in the dark. If you're in the woods, you're trying to back up, and it's hard to see anything. So having brighter reverse lights is super nice. You know, back into a tree or something. But mine don't work at all. So I don't know why. I think something to do with the camera. The previous owner had put an aftermarket stereo with a backup camera in, and I think the backup camera is messing with the reverse lights. I'm not sure. Oh, that's another day to troubleshoot, but for now, we're just gonna call this good. So if you gotta replace tail lights, turn signals, reverse lights, DRLs, this is all in this one housing. It's super simple. They all come out the same, and you just have to pop them in. That's not too bad, right? Pretty straightforward. Most of these are the same. Certainly all the GM cars are the same. Some of the other ones, some of the different cars are a little different with how you get these out, and then how, what bulb do you use. Like I said, a 3157 is pretty much the standard universal GM. I think, I don't know how many years, 20 some odd years, 30 years, for I don't know, it's like forever. That's been the standard bulb. So you obviously want to check with in your manual, or check online through whatever the company is you're buying from. They usually will have a guide, put in your make and model, and they'll give you the right bulbs. So mine are from AUTOONE. Like I said, they sent these to me, and they work great. I like them. They seem pretty sturdy. They have a lot of brightness to them. They're super responsive. There's not a polarity to them, it didn't seem like. I flipped them around, and it seemed to work both ways. So that's kind of nice. So I'll put a link down below to their website, and also with a coupon code that they gave me to give you guys. And if you're looking for some LED, they have a wide variety of lights for a wide variety of vehicles. This is just what I used here. So you can go there and look up your vehicle, and get maybe a nice little LED upgrade. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you learned something. As always, appreciate you guys very much, and we'll see you soon.